Hi friends, I want to talk all about the last week of Leo season. We are transitioning into Virgo season and we could feel the energies shifting. I'm Megan Kieran, I'm an intuitive coach, and today I want to talk all about this change of seasons. We can not only feel the end of summer, but we're feeling fall creeping in, and the fiery Leo season is about to transform into the very earthy sign of Virgo. So this Leo season has been a bit of a bang. I don't know if you guys have felt it, but there's been this push that we've been feeling to transform and change in a really intense way. There have been so many things that we've been called to think about and release that no longer serve us. You may see old patterns reemerging, you may see old cycles coming up, but that has all been for us to release it and change it and transform it. And this Leo season was all about that confidence, that personal power, that fiery energy to actually do so. And as we've been releasing, we've been simultaneously beginning to take actions towards our manifestations. But we've had to become very clear on exactly where we're heading and what we desire in our lives. So it is very interesting as we are transitioning to a more earthy and grounded sign where we can actually start taking action. And Virgos are very detail oriented, right? So we can really look at the fine details of how we're going to begin to take action differently because we are becoming these new versions of ourselves. And this year is all about endings, right? It's a 9-year, it's all about completing cycles, and we're really starting to tail off the year. And as we're doing so, it is hard to let go. It's not easy to let go of things, even if they're not for your highest good, right? Because we've been so used to things for a very long time that it's kind of comfortable, even if it's like not good for us or stuff we don't like in our lives. We're uncomfortable in the uncomfortable. We're just used to things just being the way they are. But as we are changing and we're releasing what doesn't serve us and what doesn't feel good, it can feel a little, I don't know, just weird and like a snake shedding its skin, right? We're also in a snake year for the Chinese calendar, and that's kind of the vibe I'm getting as far as how we're all feeling during this transformation. So be easy with yourself as we are going through all of these shifts and changes, and don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just allow yourself to be and feel what you have to, and just know if you have the intention to release and manifest, that that's kind of what's happening, what's going on, even when you feel these uncomfortable things come up. And I think it's super cool that we're going into this grounded sign as we're reaching the season of harvest. As we have planted the seeds in the beginning of the year, now we're starting to actually see things kind of come into fruition, right? We're picking the fruits of our labor. And this is going to look different this year. This is going to look like us actually beginning our new lives, our new version of ourselves. And this isn't just something that we go through yearly. This year is completing a cycle that we've been in for the past 5 years, since 2020, and honestly, past 10, 20 years. So like for me, right, 20 years ago, I was 10 years old. But if you think about where you were 20 years ago, if you even were here 20 years ago, think about what cycles have repeated in your life since then and what you're ready to let go of. So for me personally, it's my home. It's my sense of home. What is home to me? Is it a location? How has that shifted and changed over the years for me? Now it's time to really let go, release that, and figure out what that means to me. I had been in different homes growing up between both of my parents' house and them moving and, not having either childhood home anymore. And when I finally got my own home, I still felt that flighty feeling of like, okay, I need to kind of figure out my next move. But I finally, after many years, grounded into the energies and like, okay, this is my home. Like, and home isn't necessarily a place, it's who I'm with, right? It's this family I created. And it's really within my heart. So that is my 20-year cycle. take a moment and think about what that could be for you. What's the first thing that pops up about you 20 years ago and something you're ready to release? So this is a huge release we're going through, and it's really, like I said, uncomfortable. But as we're moving through this, it's giving us the opening, right? Because energy can't be created or destroyed. So as we're changing these energies, it's opening up new energies to come in. And that's where the creation comes out. That's where our divine feminine really shines. And that's where all the fun starts, in my opinion, because we're really co-creating with the universe. We're really co-creating. We're dancing between destiny and free will. And that's the human experience, in my opinion. So I want to pull a card and see kind of what the energies are for us today. And for this week of transition, as we move on the 22nd, this Friday, into Virgo season, and as we are kind of tailing off the energies of Leo season, catch your breath. Okay, so before we begin to manifest all these changes, maybe let's take a beat. Let's take some time to bask in the new version of you that has just released everything. Let's get from one extreme to another and go kind of neutral and see how that feels. And really take some time, maybe take walks, go out in nature, embrace the changing of seasons we're about to experience coming up. And think about what you want before we begin to take action. Think about what that could be. So this is a good week to really take note of what your intentions are, especially because we also have the new moon on Friday, which is in Virgo. So we have kind of this double Virgo energy. And as we're experiencing that new moon, we're also going to set intentions. So this is a good week to take inventory on how you feel and kind of get yourself into a clean slate before we begin to manifest and really figure out what we want the rest of this year to look like, but more importantly, the next 5-10 years, because it's all going to start changing right now. Okay, the big picture and pause. I mean, this is pretty much exactly what we've been talking about, right? Taking this pause to think about the big picture of everything I've been talking about, right? What you want it to look like, not only next week, not only next month or the rest of the year, but what you want your next 5 to 10 years to look like. So use this week to really pause and take a look at what you want. Listen to your heart, go with your gut feelings, really tap into your intuition and see what comes up. I hope this helped. I hope you have a great rest of your Leo season, and I hope you have an amazing start to your Virgo season. I'm Megan Kieran. Namaste.